today we have a very interesting, lineup in that sense. So, Jaspreet, I think the topic really for today's discussion is really about AI and the part towards singularity, right? Now, in many ways, this is a very, very, what should I say, nuanced and difficult to kind of, get our head around because the definition of AGI, some people keep saying, has been a moving goalpost, right? In fact, some experts say that, listen, if in 2005, you let's say shown ChatGPT 3.5 itself, people would have said that this is AGI. The level of, the detailing, the kind of conversations you're able to have, that's fascinating. And then some other people say that, listen, just training a neural network to help you predict the next word in a sentence is hardly AGI, right? So, so what really do you think is a good definition for AGI and how is it different from artificial narrow intelligence?
Good point, Vivek. And in fact, that was how to start to say, have we achieved AGI or not? So first of all, let's kind of define singularity and AGI.
Yeah.
Okay. So AGI is artificial general intelligence, which has as many definitions as the people defining them. Okay. Yep. So everyone has a different definition. It became as well. So singularity is the time period at which point of is the time when humans will, or rather computers will become more intelligent than human beings, and therefore AGI would have been achieved. And I think singularity, the word, was popularized most while it was initially brought up by Van Neumann, and the original inspiration for that was the singularity before the Big Bang. Before the Big Bang happened to create the universe, everything was singularity, one point. Maybe we talk about it, but there are interesting connotations of it in Indian philosophy also. But we'll keep that aside. But then while Van Neumann brought it up for the first time in the AI context, it's Ray Kurzweil, the futurist, who made it famous by his book called The Singularity is Near. And in fact, then created Singularity University out of the Bay Area with Peter Diamandis, where I went and learned, and now I'm a faculty at, so I'm kind of close to singularity in many ways. He, in his first book, had said that it'll be between 2039 and 2042, if I remember. Right. Now, he had defined AGI, if I remember, as the time when AI will become more capable or more intelligent than all human beings, not one human being. See, that's the core difference. Right. Okay, it will become more intelligent than you or me. Okay, but all human beings, all brains on the world is kind of a different deal altogether. Right. And that's the problem. The definition of AGI is completely, as I said, there are as many definitions as the people defining them. And so what has happened is now people have, in a sense, it's become a moving target, as you said. Initially, the thing was if it passes the Turing test, we've created AGI. And for people who are not aware of the Turing test, Alan Turing, you put a machine in one room, a human in another room, and they're talking to each other on what messenger or mail or whatever. And if the human cannot figure out that the other thing is a machine, then the machine is as intelligent as the human. The Turing test, frankly, has been passed with ChatGPT in many ways. And so now people are redefining the Turing test. Okay. And so AGI is a moving target. And now people are saying there's not only AGI or artificial narrow intelligence, which is one thing it can do, play chess, play Go. AlphaGo, DeepMind's program kind of made sure it could play anything. So it had become general. But now people are even talking of ASI, which is artificial superintelligence, beyond artificial general intelligence. So the final thing I would say is that you're right. If ChatGPT, many people, when they do ChatGPT, they think it's happened already. We are already there. And in fact, right after generative AI, our friend Ray Kurzweil is writing his next book, which says the singularity is nearer. Right. Okay, so he's kind of pulled up the. So we don't really know because we don't really know the definition yet.
No, so the event horizon definitely seems to be coming closer as we think about singularity in that sense. But from you, Jaspreet, really, what do you think is going to help us achieve that singularity or AGI? And we can use that word very, very, interchangeably in that sense, right? Is it going to be eventually, and I'm just using a very reductionist, approach. Is it going to be more about more compute power? Is it going to be about more, parameters that the LLM is trained on? Let's say, for example, let's say GPT-4 is trained apparently on 1.75 trillion parameters, or is it going to be on a larger data set? And I think therein we have a problem because pretty much the entire data set has been consumed. So is it going to be one of these three things that's suddenly going to lead to an AGI, or is it going to be something completely different dimension, like something like consciousness, which is going to be a completely different rabbit hole?
Lots I can say on this, Vivek, but
please take your time. I think this is very interesting. Yeah.
So let me just set a reductionist view, okay? And there's the ABC of singularity, okay? And you mentioned all three, but A is for algorithm, and B is for, say, big data, okay? And C is compute, okay? So far, we've been following this approach where there's been a step improvements in all of these, A, B, and C. So the big, massive step change in the algorithm has been when transformers have gotten created. Okay, transformers are an algorithm. And vision algorithms have gotten created, which can detect vision, fairly, and all the ImageNet stuff, etc. Now, we have, I think, from the algorithms of 20 years back to today, there's like 1,000x, 10,000x more powerful algorithms with transformers, etc. But more than that has been the data. Okay. And we are at a situation today where for GPT 3.5 or 4, OpenAI downloaded the entire internet. And I'm not joking. They downloaded the entire. You and I can do so, except we need slightly larger hard drives. Okay. But and that's kind of the sum and summation of all our data. There is data beyond that. Okay, there's data in the quote unquote dark net. There is data sitting in the servers of hundreds of thousands of corporations worldwide. There is data sitting behind the walls of Quora and of Reddit and few others who have not opened out their data. So maybe Reddit has, but many others who haven't opened out. So there's still more data. Okay, so sure. Okay, we can bring even more data. And then the third, which is obviously everyone knows, is compute, where probably there has been the most progress. Okay, where, from low compute environments, we have gone to the NVIDIA GPUs and clusters of GPUs and AI supercomputers and things like that. So the original thought was, and still is in many quarters, is that you build do more of A, do more of B, do more of C. And one day, you'll reach that tipping point where suddenly AGI will happen. And interestingly, that's how organic life happened in many ways. Okay, when with all the right ingredients when they came up on Earth as the planet was being created, no one knows how that primordial soup happened, but it happened. However, now most scientists, including Sam Altman, okay, and others, Jeffrey Hinton, I think too, are saying that we have maxed out this ABC paradigm. Okay, it's before I stop the ABC paradigm, I encourage people interested in AGI and Singularity to look at the video called Sparks of AGI. And there's a big dense paper behind it, which basically says that something is happening, we don't know what. Okay, and there are things happening within the GPT-4 black box that cannot be explained away by this autocomplete thing. Okay, and that actually reminds one of the primordial soup to which life happened. That is, something is happening which we don't know what. Okay. So maybe there is something there, but most people have moved away from that. And Sam Altman, for example, says, he said it funnily in IIT Delhi when he was here. Okay, that a new law of physics might need to happen, for example. Okay, so to kind of reach that level, or as you said, some kind of consciousness would need to happen, or emotion would need to happen for that AGI to get created. So what it is, we don't know, but people. Gary Marcus, who's also another writer, he says he's very clear. It's not going to happen by just big data, big compute, etc. We'll have to have a combination of this neural networks, which drive the large language models, and what is called symbolic AI, which is rule-based AI, which used to happen earlier. And so maybe that's another route. So there are many routes through which singularity can happen, but I'm not sure whether it's the right, even the right goal to go towards. Why do we even want singularity?
Right. But that's interesting. I mean, just with you saying, why do we want singularity? Because, I've largely seen you as a major optimist when it comes towards AI and discovery on AI. So why would you even make that statement? Just to get your thoughts
I
around
made
that.
it very deliberately, actually, so that you asked. Okay. But, it's interesting. All these companies, DeepMind, OpenAI, X.AI, they are all been created saying that we have all been created to achieve singularity and to achieve it in a way which is beneficial to humankind.
Right.
Okay, that's their stated objective. When people ask some of these guys, the optimists, as to, the dangers of artificial intelligence, they come back with this thing saying that we need more intelligence in this world. There's lots of stupidity, and we need more intelligence. And so the more the intelligence, the better it is. Okay. And so, it's good to have AGI and ASI and everything. What makes me a little bit of a skeptic, okay, is not my skepticism towards AI as a technology, but a growing skepticism of the people who are creating it. We talked about some of their shenanigans a little earlier. Okay.
Yeah.
And, they're almost like man-childs, okay, who are kind of actually creating the single most powerful technology on earth. And my issue is that, are they the right people to build this? And
Right.
are they doing it the right way? And are they including the right set of people, who would work together? So my skepticism, Vivek, is with us. Okay. I'll conclude. A lot of them. So let's take OpenAI as an example. They're Ilya Sutskever, actually, or Greg Brockman, one of the two, kind of heads up what is called alignment function. That, and in AI we have this thing called the alignment problem, right? Everyone wants the right alignment, and alignment basically means that the values of AI should be aligned with the values of human beings. My problem is, what are the values of human beings?
Absolutely.
Okay, we are certainly not aligned with each other. We have a new war every few months, including the war between Musk and Altman, but even bigger wars. Okay, we have such polarized opinion, which is keeping on getting more and more polarized, and so there's no set of human values which AI should be aligned with in that sense, and that's where my skepticism lies.